Car show diehards, buckle up, because what's happening behind the scenes at MotorTrend isn't just a schedule shuffle, it's a financial pileup, with headlights pointed straight at your favorite shows. In the last year alone, we've watched Roadkill take its final lap, Iron Resurrection close the garage doors after years of jaw-dropping builds, and David Kindig's Bitchin rides wrap up its run despite being one of the most polished custom car shows on TV. Add in finales for Roadkill Garage, Junkyard Gold, Faster with Newburn and Cotton, and more, and you're looking at a wholesale gutting of the MotorTrend lineup. Some went out with a bang, others just faded from the schedule, but all point to the same underlying problem. Viewers are asking, why kill the hits that built the brand? Tonight, I'm unpacking which MotorTrend shows are really gone, what's still trickling out from the vault, and how a parent company debt crisis, the one fans shorthand as $41 billion, is pushing the brakes on production across the board. And yes, we'll connect the dots to HGTV's own wave of cancellations. If you felt the gut punch first with Roadkill, you weren't alone. After more than a decade of duct tape ingenuity and will it survive chaos, Roadkill wrapped filming on season 13 and called it a day, with the final season premiering in early 2025. MotorTrend itself framed it as the last lap, even as it reassured fans there were never-before-seen Roadkill Garage episodes scheduled to air later into 2026 on Discovery and Max. Translation production stopped, but a stash of finished or nearly finished episodes will continue to roll out before the lights go dark. The shockwaves didn't stop there. Roadkill's family tree, the spin-offs that kept that scrappy spirit alive, also got chopped. Roadkill Garage, Junkyard Gold, and Faster with Newburn and Cotton were all reported ended by late 2024. A coda that fit with what fans were hearing directly from the hosts about the studio no longer filming new content for 2025. Even if we still see unaired episodes hit the apps and cable blocks, that's inventory management, not a revival. Some endings happened earlier, back when the storm clouds first gathered. Dirt Every Day, one of MotorTrend's most influential off-road shows, was canceled back in 2022 after a decade of mud, mayhem, and deceptively smart fabrication that cost and strategy were already tightening. Looking back, that decision reads like the opening move in a much bigger realignment. If you're wondering whether there's any life left in the brand, you'll still find premieres and specials drifting onto Discovery and Max. And there are isolated franchises like Wheeler Dealers doing world tour-style iterations, proof that not every title is dead, but also that the center of gravity has shifted away from high-volume MotorTrend studio-made originals. The other tell? MotorTrend's own streaming home base is gone. In April 2024, MotorTrend was shuttered and its library migrated to Discovery and Max corporate consolidation that reduces overhead but also signals the end of MotorTrend as a self-contained production and distribution ecosystem. So why were the hits canceled? Start with math. Making car TV is expensive. Workshops, parts, travel, permits, wrecks that turn into rebuilds. When a parent company is under pressure, the first line item that gets questioned is original production versus library. That's exactly what we're seeing. Finish what's already shot, air the unaired, then stop ordering new seasons unless they fit a stricter financial template. Creators themselves have said as much. No new filming for 2025, just episodes in the can coming out. It's not about audience love, it's about cost, leverage, and debt service. Which brings us to the heart of the story, the $41 billion crisis everyone references. Fans toss that number around because it captures the sheer scale of the whole. The precise figure varies by filing and month, but the reputable snapshots show Warner Bros., Discovery, the parent, over Discovery's networks, and MotorTrend's world carrying roughly $37 billion in debt in mid-2025. Credit agencies downgrade the company to junk status in June, and management is literally splitting the business into two companies, one for linear networks, think cable channels, and another for streaming and studios to manage leverage and unlock options. When a media giant is that leveraged, cash preservation becomes policy. Costly niche originals are the first to feel it. That corporate context also explains why your home Reno feed got weird this year. Under the same umbrella, HGTV delivered a string of painful cancellations in 2025. Fan favorites like Married to Real Estate, Farmhouse Fixer, Izzy Does It, and Bargain Block, which is only airing previously filmed S4 episodes before bowing out. Even Christina on the Coast and The Flipping El Musas were axed as HGTV refocused its slate. Different genre, same economics. Soften the burn by airing what's already paid for, then slow new commissions. If you zoom out, MotorTrend's path looks like a three-step sequence. Step 1, trim earlier, dirt every day, and centralize distribution by folding MotorTrend into bigger apps. Step 2, end marquee originals, Roadkill, Iron Resurrection, Bitchin rides, while dribbling out banked episodes across Discovery and Max to keep subscribers sticky. Step 3, hold only the most globally portable, brand-safe car content in active rotation, while the parent restructures and fights its balance sheet. None of that is fun for fans, but it is coherent if your boardroom priority is interest expense and credit ratings. Now, will any of these franchises be reborn on YouTube or in partnership with sponsors? Don't be shocked. The very personalities that turned wrenches on screen built massive, loyal audiences long before corporate pipelines existed. And many are already thriving independently. It's cheaper to fund a creator-led build series than to maintain a full studio machinery. Meanwhile, the MotorTrend logo may keep popping up on events, Power Tour, Drag Week, Roadkill Nights, and select specials, because experiential with outside sponsorship has a cleaner P&L than a year-round show slate. That's another way parent companies keep a brand alive without feeding it a pricey diet of originals. Where does that leave you, the viewer who wants more sparks, more will-it-start moments, and fewer corporate statements? In the short term, expect a drip of unaired episodes and one-offs, discoverable in Discovery and Max menus. Expect creators to double down on their own channels, where they keep control of cadence and costs. And expect that unless the debt picture improves or a post-split buyer steps in, MotorTrend's studio-made lineup remains parked. As for HGTV, the comparison isn't just clickbait. The cancellations there are a neon sign that the legacy cable half of the business is being managed for margin, while streaming and studio assets are groomed for the next phase. The good news? A few stalwarts are still humming. Look for Hometown's continued presence to anchor that grid. The bad news? Your odds of seeing niche, higher-cost passion projects greenlit on linear are lower for now. So yes, the $41 billion line you keep seeing is more than gossip. It's the shorthand for a real leverage problem that's forcing tough calls. The receipts are public billions in debt, a downgrade to junk, a corporate split, and a pivot from pricey originals to safer, cheaper inventory. That's why MotorTrend's hits are getting canceled. Not because the engine stopped turning, but because the calculators did. If you made it this far, tell me in the comments which MotorTrend moment you miss most, and which host you're following off-platform. And if you're here from the HGTV side, drop the one cancellation that stunned the worst. I'll keep tracking official updates so you don't have to. And when the financial dust settles, we'll be the first to see which shows find ignition again.